Hi, this is John G4IRN. In this video I want to go through keyboard shortcuts and keyboard commands that can be issued from the logging line. The reason you'd use them is because they're a lot quicker than going through the menu. Everything's in the menu, but keyboard shortcuts, if you can commit them to memory, are a lot faster, or write them on a crib sheet. In the menu you'll see that many of the entries have a keyboard shortcut right next to them, and also a tooltip comes up that gives you the text command. So operator login there, tooltip login, op on to operator log on, log off, op off to operator log on. You can select it through the menu if you prefer. I normally type op on, and when I log on, what happens is a box comes up here. I simply down arrow to go through the list. When I get to the bottom of that list, back up with up arrow. If my call sign's not in the list, I just type it in and it will be there next time. So I've selected my call sign with the arrows. I now simply enter because the OK button has the blue line, the focus on it. It means if I press enter, the focused button is selected. That's OK in this case. So it was dead easy. Op on, find my call sign, OK, and you can see in the clock bar here, my call sign is now on the right. So one of the first things that you'd want to do when you come into the contest is set up the radio. So there is a shortcut command, setup. That's the same as doing options, configure interfaces. So if we type setup and enter, that will take us into the configure or interface configuration screen. This is where you set up the radio and associate it with a COM port and any other interfaces that you might have. OK button is highlighted with the blue line around it, which means I just press enter and that button is selected. Sometimes takes a little moment this box to disappear as it initializes the COM ports. So you may want to mid-contest reset the serial ports, in which case you can either go through that screen or simply type reset. You know, if you lose a COM port connection to a radio, simply type reset. Okay, another way of reinitializing things in DXlog is reload, but that reload, what that does is literally reload DXlog from the start. It brings up the contest configuration screen. It will reinitialize all the COM ports, it will rescore the log, and it will reinitialize any data sets, the support data sets like the country file, the exchange file, and any added data sets that you added information data set that you might have. So that's useful if the reset doesn't work, but that's not very common. Don't forget that you can type in a QSY frequency direct in kilohertz to the keyboard and it will take the radio there. Similarly, you can just type the mode and it will take the radio to that mode. Now if you are listening to a station, you're in search and pounce, you hear a station, you want to add it to the band map, and you should add everything to the band map that you hear, even if you've worked it. Control enter will add stations to the band map. You can see it's red, it's probably a double mult, and it's highlighted. As I tune away on the VFO, the orange highlight disappears. I've only got one station on the band map here, but you'll see as I go over a band map entry, it will highlight. I can grab that and add it to the logging line with control spacebar. Control spacebar. Okay, F11 clears the logging line, as does Alt W and Control W. In fact, it does more than clear the logging line, it reinitializes it and puts the cursor back in the call sign field. Okay, so if you've entered a call sign into the logging line and you want to turn the rotor to short path, that's Control F12, and you can see the message in the bottom here. The first choice of direction is the grid square if there is one. If not, it goes to the center of the DXCC. If you want to stop the rotor, Control Shift F12. Control Shift F12, and you see the message comes up here that the rotor has stopped. Finally, some commands relating to CW. MSGS will bring up the CW messages, and the speed, Control Alt F9 to lower the speed and Alt F10 to speed up. Thank you.